Welcome everybody to Brazilian Kitchen. My name is Pedro and today we're gonna make a classic that I just recently discovered is also a classic in a lot of other places. So we're gonna make today Escondidinho, or the Brazilian version of shepherd's pie. The name Escondidinho, in a literal translation from Portuguese, means little hidden. What does that mean? It means that we have some kind of protein, in this case sun-dried meat, hidden by a covering of mashed yuca. And in Brazil, we have several different versions available. So this one we're gonna make today takes a little bit of time. Feel free to substitute any of the ingredients you want. If you wanna use, instead of yuca, potatoes, that should be fine. If you wanna use pumpkin, that's also very common in Brazil, and as well you can change the meat from sun-dried meat to ground beef or chicken or whatever you want. The ingredients for Brazilian shepherd's pie are 600 grams of sun-dried meat, 500 grams of yuca, 2 cups of milk, 2 tomatoes, 1 onion, 6 tablespoons of marinara sauce, and shredded Parmesan cheese. The first thing we need to do in order to make our Brazilian shepherd's pie is we have to take the salt off the meat. And the way we do that is we leave it on the water for 24 hours and we change the water about 4 times. And now we're gonna use it to make our escondidinho. After we do that, the first step, we're gonna boil the yuca and we're gonna cook the meat. Everything is gonna take about an hour, 1 hour each, and then we can go from there. 50 minutes have gone by and now we're ready to take the yuca off the fire. And while we do that, we're gonna start mashing it and we're gonna wait and just give the meat a couple more minutes to get even tender and easier to shred. Before mashing it, I'm gonna take the stem of the yuca so we'll have a better texture. After finishing mashing the yuca, I'm gonna test if the meat is ready. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one piece and see if it's easily shreddable. If it is, it means our meat is ready. If not, we're gonna leave it for a little while longer. I can already tell that it's ready because it's kind of separating itself here. Of course, I just did this to show you guys, but it's too hot, so I'm gonna use the forks to do it. After re-shredded, this is what the meat looks like. Now that we have our meat shredded and our yuca mashed, we're gonna finalize the mashed yuca. The onion, but I'm not gonna use everything. I'm just gonna use about half of the onion here. Now we're gonna add the yuca and the milk. After adding the milk, we can season with salt and pepper. Now that we have the right texture for our mashed yuca, I'm gonna add some butter just to finalize it. With our mashed yuca ready, we're gonna set it aside for a while and we're gonna start working on our meat. We're gonna start by frying the other half of the onion, then adding the tomatoes, the meat, and finally the marinara sauce. Now we're gonna add pepper to the meat, but we're not gonna add salt because even though we desalted it, it still has a lot of salt. But you guys try it at home, and if you feel like it's not salted enough, you can add more. Now that everything's ready, we can assemble our shepherd's pie. First step, we're gonna add the meat to all of our trays. We're gonna add the meat just up until half of it, so we have some space for the mashed yuca as well. Now we're gonna add the mashed yuca on top of the meat. Now we're gonna add some shredded Parmesan cheese, and then we're gonna take it to broil in a preheated oven. We're gonna freeze one of them for later, and we're gonna put the other 3 in the oven. I'm gonna leave it here for 20 minutes. Guys, our escondidinho is ready. But before you enjoy it, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, to like our video, and to follow us on Instagram. Also, to wait a bit because this is gonna be very hot and you might burn yourself. We've been waiting for about 15 minutes to try this, and let's do it. Guys, this was the Escondidinho video. I hope you really liked it, and I'll see you on the next one, alright? Até logo!